and you give a hoot. Drink up the honest yo-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. With sparkling glory, tilt and sack, drink up the honest yo-ho. You're on the devil, leave like that. Drink up the honest yo-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.
Well, hey guys, I wanted to come on today and tell you something has kind of gone on last night here at the house, and I say it's inspired from Mrs. E's stories about the Windstalker, the Haunting of Windstalker57. Well, last night Misty and I were getting ready for bed. Kids were all in bed asleep, and I got up to check to make sure the doors were locked. And came back in the room, was getting ready for bed. Misty got up because Daisy was kind of whining a little, so she went to go get her a bottle. She went into the living room and the TV was on. Now, when I went in there, the TV wasn't on. And there was nobody in the living room. So she turned off the TV, she came back, she said, "Honey, the TV was on." I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, the TV was on." So I was like, okay, well, it wasn't on when I was in there. So she kind of laid down, and I kept hearing noises in the hallway. I wasn't sure what the noises were. It sounded like when somebody walks down the hallway and their ankles pop. But, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, this is all in my head and stuff. Well, I started hearing a little voice, and it was the voice of a little girl. So I was thinking that Bella was talking in her sleep or something. I'd never known her to do that. So I got up and I walked into the hallway, and I stood at her door. And I peered in and waited to see if she would talk a little more. And she didn't. Never made a sound. Never anything. But down the hallway, I heard a little voice. And I turned around because it kind of spooked me, and there was nothing there. Walked down to the end of the hallway, and the TV was on again. The voice was not coming from the TV. The volume was all the way down. I turned off the TV and went back to bed. It was probably an hour later, I guess. Misty had got up because of one of the kids, and she came back into the bedroom, and she looked at me, or kind of shook me, and she said, "Honey, the TV was on." TV was on again. And then she told me she heard voices in the hall. She says, "It sounded like a little girl." She said, "I thought it was Bella." You know, same thing I did. She said, so I, kind of stood in her doorway, and there was no sound coming from Bella. Well, at 4 o'clock this morning, Misty got up again and went into the living room, and guess what? The TV was on again. I don't know what's going on. I still blame the stories. But anyway, I just wanted to share that to you. And hey, if you guys want to go ahead and possibly see or hear some crazy stuff in your hallway, you need to go check out Mrs. E's story. Or it's a story she's telling for Windstar57. It's really interesting, I will say. I still personally want to know what's in the attic. I really do. But anyway, guys, I'll talk with you later. Bye.